Most traders will miss this bounce and they'll regret it for the rest of the cycle. Today we have a 5.5x trade while Bitcoin stalls and the crowd sleeps. I'm going to give you 8 explosive on-chain plays from AI to memes. They're all sitting at dangerously key levels. Some of these charts are showing unbelievably strong setups and they're primed to pump at any second. I'm going to walk you through the exact zones, narratives, and reasons these coins could 10x, but only if you position before the move starts. Stick around for the final charts. They might be the next major meta runners. Do me a favor, press that like button. Let's get onto it. No time to waste. Alright my friends, here we are on a different platform on 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗥. I think this is the best platform I found so far to trade memes. We have our 5.5x, which is monitor I gave you guys yesterday at 600, 700k. I was waiting for it to dip a little bit more, around 400, 600, so I could enter with double the size. I've already taken some profits, and I think honestly it's at a good level right now. And I think I'm going to re-enter again after I end this show. But yeah, we got a 5.5x on this trade. Not bad if you take into consideration the fact that almost everything is on the negative, and we nailed a pretty good trade yesterday. This is one of my private groups right now on Telegram. We're creating one on Discord and hiring people, and these are the type of plays that you're gonna get on my private group. So I was like, this will pump. It was 10 a.m. here in Brazil, São Paulo, and if you look at the chart when I was putting this on my private, 10 a.m. was right around here when this dip started, and some of my friends, my closest friends, got in and they made, you know, a good trade here, and I hope you guys did as well. Now on to the next. We have 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗛𝗃. 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗃 is about to approach our buy zone, so here's what I am planning to do. What I'm planning to do is, for example, let's say I have a soul. I'm gonna go on market. I want to buy the dip, click on buy the dip. I can manually drag it here, or I can see here on this line. I can say, oh, I want a 20% dip. I want a 10% dip. I want to buy on a 20% dip, whatever you want. You even have on 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗥 your exit strategy. You can click on exit strategy and say, oh yeah, I want to stop loss and sell 50% at a minus 20%. And I want another stop loss at minus 30% and sell the other 50. For example, you can even set your exit strategy immediately, or you can buy and then come on sell and say, oh, I want to sell and stop the price here at 3.7 million at a 20% dip, and I want to sell 100% of my 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗃, and then you click create sell order and you have your stop losses. This is the reason why I'm starting to use 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗥. By the way, there's a link down below in the description as well. This is why I'm using 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗥, because it has stop losses, because it has exit strategies immediately after you buy. You can also, by the way, sell and take profit. So let's say you bought here and, oh, I want to take profit after 70% plus trade. You click on 100%, create sell order, and you can take profit here. So you can come on sell, take profit, bam, and you can just chill. If it hits your price, then you're out automatically. I love this type of stuff. And as you can see, like, there's no limit. You can keep going higher and higher and higher for your sells. Pretty good. I think this is pretty impressive. This is why I'm starting to use 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗥 now. You also have trailing stop losses. I don't know if others have, but this is 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗥 is the only one that I saw that has. And I will put a buy zone there and grab some more 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗃. Then we have 𝗘𝗑𝗪𝗪. 𝗘𝗪𝗪 still hasn't approached my upwards trend line. This trend line got touched essentially 3 times. 1 time, 2 times. It got touched twice here, but let's just say it has 2 touches. 1 times, 2 times, and I think it's gonna go for the 3rd touch and then continue. That would be the perfect 𝗘𝗪𝗪 entry. Same thing, buy. I'm gonna go buy the dip and just buy close here to this entry. We select market cap, so 25 million market cap, 26 million, 27 million. Any of these prices at around the minus 40 to a minus 35% entry is a good entry on your 𝗘𝗪𝗪, which I think will be the next major surprise. Then we have 𝗘𝗫𝗏. 𝗘𝗫𝗏 I think is a good buy today, so I'm just gonna click buy here. I mean, this is absolutely bottom. This is my final dip, buy the dip when it comes to something like 𝗘𝗪𝗪. As an example here on 𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗡𝗥, I just put a 16.5 SOL on a buy, which is approximately like almost $3,000, I think. So I think this is the bottom for 𝗘𝗏. Yesterday I told you guys if it hits this box, I'm gonna buy, and it hit the box today. So I'm bullish, and I think it will bounce. If I can get anywhere on this trade, if I can get anywhere from, for example, close to a 90%, very close to 100%, then I'm gonna sell. So here's what I'm gonna do. Sell, and I'm gonna drag my take profit right here, very close to 90%. Put a little bit below. Create sell order, 100% of my 𝗘𝗏, and I've created my sell order. Let's see if it gets hit in the next couple of days. I think it's very likely that the price is gonna bounce there. Why? Let's analyze the chart. I think it's gonna bounce there for very, very simple reasons. The first one is we have major resistance, ton of resistance there, ton of resistance right here. This to me looks completely bottomed and matches previous resistance here on the 20th to the 30th of March. Major resistance, okay? There's a lot of confluence here on this chart. There was also resistance here. This was also support. So this line to me is like the most basic basic, obvious support line. And to be completely frank, if this support line doesn't hold, then I think 𝗘𝗫𝗏 is basically over. It's not going to recover. And I do intend on probably buying some more if it just starts going my way. If the trade starts going my way, I'll probably enter with a little bit more. But this is what I think you guys should be thinking of when you come to crypto and you want to trade. Get in at the places where it looks absolutely scary, and then exit on, you know, good bounces. You don't need a 3x. You don't need a 10x. If you almost double your money, if you can get like 80% here, 90% there, 50% here, like scalping crypto is a great trading strategy. Anyways, on to the next, we have 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗧𝗏. 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗧𝗏, these guys are crazy. And finally, I decided to chart it because they have a pretty good community. Here's my entry on 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗧𝗏. We have resistance here on the 4th of June. We have a ton of support here on the 6th of June. So this is my line, 4.92 million market cap. Then we have a ton of support on the 9th and 10th of June, and it's at 5.37. Then we have this upward trend line that started here on the 1st of June and then got touched twice here on the 5th, 6th of June. One touch, two touch, and I think it's going to go for that third touch on 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗧𝗏. And so that's my entry on something like 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏. Here's something interesting on 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 as well. Let's put dev trades. Look at this. This green thing is dev buying. I mean, is the dev a bot? What's happening here? The dev is still buying and trading? Kind of weird. I think the dev is probably a bot. But anyways, this chart looks amazing, and I think it will be probably a good trade here. Especially, it could be some type of like house beta. I think house is going to bounce soon, and this thing might even outperform it if it pulls a little bit deeper. But this right here, by the dip, exactly right here, this is where I want to enter. Right between 5.30 and 4.90. And I think this is one of those like precision strike trades. Then we have MASK. Honestly, I think MASK is basically set up for a very, very good bounce. I'm kind of undecided on whether I should re-enter MASK here or just wait for a little bit deeper of a pullback. So I'm just going to wait for a little bit deeper of a pullback, even though the chart is telling me that it's probably going to bounce. But I do want my entry here right beneath 10.2 million market cap. This is where I want to enter. I want at least another 20 to 25% deeper pullback. To be completely honest, I should have grabbed some here, should have entered with more size. To be completely honest, I should have entered more here, but because of the whole war thing, etc., I wasn't like looking forward to enter at this support line. I thought it was going to pull a little bit deeper. But anyways, I'm going to leave an order there at minus 25%. If I don't get an entry, what I think can happen is it can pump. This line here is going to find some resistance, and then it's going to pull back probably to here again, and this is where I'll enter. Let's say if the chart is more bullish than I previously thought. But MASK is looking amazing. One of the best trades so far on the channel in the past month, and one of the best communities online for sure. Then we have Useless. Look, Useless is actually amazing. We entered the trade and we exited a bit too early, to be completely honest. I thought it wouldn't have more steam after this, but we have to pay attention to UniPCS because this guy and Ansem are the people that can pull the most money into any coin right now. What Ansem did was he helped House go from 20 million market cap to 100 million, and this guy is also sending coins to 100 million from even below 20. So this guy has a ton of pull. But here's what I'm thinking of doing. I think it can come here at 59, very close to 60, and then bounce before it continues downwards. So here's where I'm looking to enter right here, minus 30, minus 33% dip. Get myself a quick scalp, maybe something like 30% with size, trade with a little bit more size, get a 30% scalp, get out, and then actually enter for a longer time period if it comes to say 40 million market cap, which is 100% possible. And if we look at the chart, it's basically printing a lower high, but the volume is also decreasing. So I think it's probably going to go down and correct and do something similar to what House did. So give me an entry at 40, maybe even 30 million market cap. Let's see what happens in the next couple of days. Then another one that's hindering our buy zone that I told you guys to not buy yesterday is Hosiko. I said this is resistance. Don't buy Hosiko here. Wait for it to enter that midline, which is this line right here. And it's about to approach it. It touched it, bounced it slightly. I think it's going to go below. I think it's going to go do something like this, stay here, and then continue. And this is your accumulation range right on this rectangle. This is where you have a ton of liquidity. This is where the price chart has remained for its longest period of time. I think this is the fair price of Hosiko, and I'm looking forward to grabbing some Hosiko here and also a little bit below. So just come here on 𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗏 by the dip and drag by the dip. I think minus 20%, even minus 26% is possible. And I'll just stack a bunch of limit orders here and just keep accumulating Hosiko here because I think Hosiko is going to do well, especially maybe when Useless starts correcting, because these are both bonk meta coins and they're essentially the same holders. I think Hosiko here has more potential to pump than Useless. If Useless starts correcting, a lot of that money might flip into Hosiko, and then Hosiko might go and make new all-time highs. Anyways, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. From now on, I'm going to chart on 𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is this brand new platform. I think this might be the best platform for charting, and it's just smoother. It's very fast. Also, Also, one very interesting thing on Padre is you have this modular window style of trading. For example, I have my watch list here, I can remove it. I also have this tracker and I leave the X tracker on the left, but you can also remove it and just leave the chart if you want. But I think this is pretty useful. So you just click down here on tracker, bam, and your tracker comes here to the left. But it's also modular. You can turn the tracker into a window. It's also modular if you click it right here, and you can dock it to the left, dock it to the right, and dock to the left. Everything is modular. It has trailing stop losses, it has stop losses, it has take profit, and essentially ad infinitum, whatever price you want. This is pretty much like the dream for trading on-chain. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow with more alpha and more charts. Thank you very, very much. See you guys tomorrow.